You see, men have a weird fixation of finding the truth, right? Like finding the truth about religion, finding the truth about spirituality, finding the truth about society, about the government, about all of these things, always trying to search for truth. And that's the wrong way to go about life. I know this is completely the opposite of what you think, because I'll tell you, for me, there was a certain point in my life, up until I would say recently, where I was in such a desperate search for truth. I wanted to know the realities of everything that was presented to me. Religion, I wanted to figure out what was the true religion. What's the truth about God? What's the truth about this? What's the truth about the government? What's the truth about Israel versus not just Palestine now, but like Russia or wherever? Like, what's the truth about that? What's the truth about the United States? What's the truth about Donald Trump? I'm going to these conspiracy hole rabbit hole theories, right? Conspiracy rabbit hole theories. And I would find myself getting nothing done. Absolutely nothing. And I noticed that a lot of these conspiracy theorists, they do nothing. I have family members who are avid conspiracy theorists, who that's all they do is they go on YouTube and they look for all these theories and they try to find the truth about everything. Yet their life bears zero fruit. Nothing. Unless you're a conspiracy theory account or you're making money off of content around conspiracy theories, it does not serve you whatsoever to be finding the truth. Because the reality is, a man is an alchemist. A man creates the truth. The truth is malleable, by the way, because we don't know what specific objective truths are. Now, yes, there are things that are obvious, but when I'm talking about these deeper things, even these metaphysical things, a lot of the spirituality stuff that you're looking at and you're trying to find the truth and you're trying to dissect your psyche, you're trying to do all these different things, you can find that through raw action. You can find that by going on a mission, like maybe starting a business or maybe going and learning combat and getting punched in the face. You'll figure out the truth about yourself. You will never figure out the truth about yourself sitting behind a computer trying to figure out what the fuck conspiracy theories or whatever theory that somebody comes up with that's like metaphysical. You're never going to find the truth about yourself until you put yourself in a scenario, in an arena where you are genuinely going all out. And you're putting yourself in a position where you will not just find the truth about yourself, but you'll find the truth about reality. You will create a reality for yourself based on the actions that you take. You are an alchemist. Men are alchemists. They create the truth. They don't find the truth. All of these truths that you've seen in books and all of these different things were created by people. They were created by their actions, by their exposure to reality, to life. That's how it works. You going and trying to figure out why things are what they are is only going to dumb you down, because you're not going to take any action on anything. You're going and you're trying to learn theories, and you're like, you want to go into sales, and all you're doing is you're researching theories on sales to figure out what's the truth about how to sell something at 100% close rate. Bro, it's not going to work for you, because your method could be the complete opposite of somebody else. I don't do traditional sales tactics, yet my close rate historically has been at least 60%. On the hardest offer I've ever sold on, because I used to be a high ticket closer. On the hardest offer you could think of, 60%. Why? Because I have my own truth that I've created about how I can persuade someone to buy something that I genuinely believe is going to work for them. That's my truth. But I only found that through doing things. So you as a man, you need to be an inflictor in life. You have to be inflicting yourself into life. You have to be putting yourself in a position where you're creating the truth. You have a hypothesis around something and you go prove it. Again, when you start looking at all these different conspiracy theories and you start looking at all of these different theoretical points around specific things that you want to learn, what you have to understand is what the person says. If you choose to accept that as a truth, I've mentioned this in other videos. Your brain has two different sides. It has the left side, it has the right side, right? The left side is the creative side, which is the thinker. The right side is the analytical side, which is the prover. It will go out and prove that truth to be correct based on the actions that you go take and how you observe society. So that's why for you, it's less important to just be diving into theories all the time. And it's more important to actually go out and do shit. It's more important to go out and actually experience things for how you want them to be, and create the truth that you want. Because right now, as we know it, there are very few universal truths. A lot of it is all subjective. A lot of the experts that you see, it's all subjective based on their experiences. My experiences in relationships have created my truth. Your experience in relationships have created your truth. You can stress test that truth with somebody else's opinion, but you have to back that shit up with actions. You choose what truths come to you based on what it is that you want. You want a relationship where you have 20 different women, you have a harem of women, that will be the truth of your reality. That's what you're going to believe is the way of life, of course, right? Until it's proven otherwise by your experiences in that setting. I believed that having multiple women at a time was the truth until I had 5 at a time. And I was like, this is not it for me. This was my truth that I discovered for myself based on my experiences. I had the belief that all women could be approached, regardless of who they were, regardless of how hot they were, how sexy they were all approachable. And I went and I created the reality to where that truth reigned supreme in my life. You as a man may have the assumption that like, oh, women are so hard to talk to, they're the worst people to talk to, etc. Your brain, your prover brain will go out there and prove that truth that you've implanted in your brain to be correct. It will, 100%. It's the same, and I'll say this, people talk about the government, how the government's against you and all this shit. So then why are people minting millions of dollars from nothing every single day? Why are people paying the least amount of taxes? Because their truth in their mind says that the government, regardless of where the government is, I'm going to win. I'm going to make money and I'm going to not pay specific amounts of taxes. And their prover brain goes and proves that to be the reality. That's the power that you have in your brain as a man. You can go out and experience life and prove shit. But you have to have the balls to be able to go do shit like that. You can't be sitting in your room just conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory, alpha male content after alpha male content, looking at them and thinking that they know everything. No, the truth is fully malleable based on your experience, based on your observations of life. This is why I don't debate other guys. I don't go internally debate them. I listen to their opinions, and if it doesn't align with the truth that I've experienced, I discard it. If it does align with the truth that I've experienced, then I keep it in. Or if it's something I haven't experienced yet, I keep it as a side note in my head, and I go in real life and I prove whether it's right or not. Again, men are inflictors. We're here to do shit. We're here to make things happen. We're not here to sit around just fucking talking about theories. Doesn't work. And when I see somebody who only talks about theories and their life bears negative fruit or sour fruit, I don't listen to them, because that's not a life that proves that the truths that they say are correct. And that's how you have to be as a man. You have to be at a point where I want to go out and prove this shit. I'll tell you a story recently. I went to Hungary recently to spar and train with some Hungarian fighters and stuff like that for kickboxing. And I had a rude awakening. I had this truth in my head that like, oh yeah, I've done a year's worth of training. I'm pretty good, right? I've competed with some professional Romanian kickboxers, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'm doing really, really good. I think I'm ready to go fight. I go to Hungary and I get rinsed. The training is completely different. The octane that they're going after, the difficulty that they're going after is different. And it forces me to finally take on the truth that you're not good enough yet. Right? You're not good enough yet. I also have a truth in my head now where I'm like, I believe that I'm going to be better at boxing than kickboxing. Now, to prove that truth, I have to go out and now try boxing and see, is this something that I pick up faster than kickboxing, or is kickboxing the way to go? But again, I don't know these things until I go do it. I could go on YouTube and type in, is kickboxing better than boxing? And then I have somebody who's lived a certain truth, try to install that in my mind. And if I keep it, I'm a weaker man. If I consider it and I go try it and I see the difference and I see, oh, kickboxing is better than boxing for me, or boxing is better for me. That now is the truth for me. I've created that truth now. You know what I mean? It's all experimentation. I used to think, oh, Instagram was the best platform to build an audience, right? So all I was doing was posting Instagram videos. And then I got to a point where I had to consider, okay, what about other channels? What about YouTube? So I went and started making YouTube videos every single day for a year to either prove that I am good enough to be on YouTube and build an audience, or I'm not. Now imagine if I never did that, you would never be watching me right now. I would never have 75,000 subscribers in a little over a year. I would never have this stuff. But I went and proved myself correct. I went and proved myself in business. I proved the truth in business. Why I know so much about business, not because of theory, because I went out and tried shit. Some of you are afraid to put yourself in certain positions. You don't want to go all in on something to prove to yourself that that is the truth, that what you think you are is actually true or it's not. You're afraid to put all of your chips on the table because you feel like if you put all your chips on the table, you might lose. But that's the thing. The truth emerges when you put yourself in these risky situations and you finally realize what the truth is for you, who you truly are. You don't figure out who you truly are simply just meditating. You don't figure out who you truly are by listening to another man tell you who you are. You take certain suggestions and they're hypotheses, they're thoughts that you either accept or you reject. You can accept whichever thought it is, and now you go prove it. You think you're the baddest man on the planet? Go fucking fight. Get into the military. Go do these things and see if you're really the baddest man on the planet. It doesn't help by just sitting there and just listening. You think you have the possibility to make $1 million a year business. Go do it. Go try it. See if you can actually do it. Give it 2 years. Give it 3 years. Push yourself at it. See if you can actually do it. That's how you live life as a man. That is the alchemist's way of life. That's the golden thread. Is every single belief that you have in yourself, you align it with certain actions that prove your belief based on reality. And it shapes it and it creates the truth. You can make anything the fucking truth. You can make anything the truth. That's the craziest thing about, and a lot of people won't agree with me on this. They're like, no, you can't create the truth. The truth is already there. No, it's not. Because the reality, no man knows the truth about every man's life. No advisor that you go to can tell you the truth about your life. No man can go tell you the truth about women until you go and you fucking learn that shit yourself. Even if you take some hits, even if you go through a divorce, even if you go through a crazy breakup, but you just prove the truth for yourself in that moment. That's it. Now you can analyze, why did that go wrong? Was it my fault? Was it the woman's fault? You start you date hundreds of women and now you realize, this is the truth that I'm experiencing about women right now. That's your truth. Now the magic is when you only accept optimistic truths and you go prove those optimistic truths in real life. The negative truths, you can actually go and test those out to see if they're actually true from a larger sample size. A lot of you guys are trying to create truths from small sample sizes. You've never experimented enough. They're all just like variables that they're like minimum amounts of variables for you to prove shit. It's the same with the kickboxing analogy I gave you. I could have used that small sample size of competing in a smaller pool of people to basically say that I'm good enough. But I went out and I exposed myself in a completely different country to go experience that specific thing, to see, are you who you think you actually are? It was a very humbling experience which was amazing for me because it pushes myself into a different gear. You want to get a job, but you're afraid to fucking apply to that shit because you're afraid of the truth, your truth. You're afraid to figure out your truth. You want to go off of somebody else's truth. You want to watch other people find the truths in their life. You want to watch other people alchemize their life, alchemize specific results in their life. But you don't want to commit the alchemy in your life to create that truth in your life. You want to watch other people create millions of dollars on their own, but you're afraid to go do that shit your fucking self. You want to watch other people either succeed or fail in relationships to prove your hypotheses that you've never tested before, and you take that small sample size and you make it the truth in your mind. You're fucking yourself. So once you get to that point to where you have enough life experiences that you've done and you prove it for yourself, that is the truth for you. Now, you cannot assume that that's going to be the truth for everybody else. I'm in a very, very good relationship right now. I'm in a good marriage right now, but I cannot tell you that that is a universal truth for all men to get married and have a good relationship. That's not the universal truth. That's my truth. From my experiences, from my vast experiences over the last 10 to 12 years with women. That's my truth. Now I can instill positive truths for you to go try for yourself and see if it actually works out and give the frameworks of how I got to those truths, of course. But you're always going to have your unique approach for how you do things. You're going to use that information, synthesize it, and now it's your job to go out and experience it and adjust it based on your life. You have to be an alchemist in this world. You have to create truths. Whatever truth you have. You think God is real or not? Okay, go prove it. Go prove it. You think God is fake? Go prove it. For yourself. You can't prove it for everybody else because everyone has their own perspective. Everything's here. Everything starts here. Truth is malleable, fellas. Malleable. Very, very malleable. You can change shit. But it's up to you. All right? So I hope this was valuable for you to know that you're an alchemist, right? This is the gold pill, 100%. The gold pill is all about you as a man being an alchemist in your life and creating the fucking reality that you want in your life and going out and proving that that is the truth for you. The golden fucking thread. Aligning everything with your truth. Whether it be with women, whether it be with business, whether it be with yourself, your own masculinity, all of that shit can be fucking proven day in and day out based on your actions, based on your thoughts, based on your beliefs, based on your emotions that you pull in all of the time to will those truths into existence. You can make anything real. You can make you being broke the truth forever. You can make you being rich the truth forever. But that takes work. That takes attempting so many different things to the point where you're like, fuck, I've done it all. This is what works for me. This is what doesn't work for me. That's the way of the masculine man. Period, point blank. That's masculinity. Masculinity is not fucking listening to other people and just assuming the truth without actually going out and testing it for yourself. It's going to go test. You're an experimenter. You are an alchemist. Go do that shit. So I appreciate you. Links will be in the description if you want to tap in with me. A lot of people have been getting a lot of my programs, fitness, communication, YouTube, personal branding. I have fucking countless amounts of case studies on there. You can look at some of the reviews that have been being put on there recently. I just put this out, by the way. I've been working with people behind closed doors for that, but I just put out a whole system of how to do it. And the reviews have proven that that system works not just for me, but for other people. So you can test that out for yourself. All right, identity shifting, if that's something that you want to get into, to shift your identity to be the best version of yourself. I've proven that that's right with multiple people, and I put it together in a framework for you to prove it for yourself. And if you want to work with me one-on-one as your personal advisor, as your private advisor to help you through what it is that you need to, I only want to work with men who have achieved a certain level of success in their life and they still feel a little empty. They still feel like there's something that they need to be doing. I only want to work with elite men. That's all I work with now. I do not work with people who have gotten nothing. I don't work with people at zero. You can get some courses and shit to start getting your life together. Go get a job if you're broke. Go do that. But if you're somebody who has been successful and you want to push it and you want to get some fulfillment, some meaning, a mission in your life to become an even greater man than you are now, I'm the guy for you. I will be at your corner. I will help you with that. It is not cheap because my value is deeper than that. I have so much fucking free value on here that I've had people literally say like, bro, your free videos have changed my fucking life. So if that happens, imagine if working with me one-on-one, what that will do. Because I have a lot of life experience for even my young age of 28. I can guide a lot of men through a lot of different shit, whether it be relationships, whether it be dating, whether it be business, whether it be anything. You have full access to me. Link will be in the description to apply. I only select a few men. I'm doing probably 12 men a quarter. And it's not cheap. It is a solid investment in yourself that you're going to have. You have to be ready to commit. And only if you're ready to commit, you apply. Simple. I don't want everybody. I don't want a shit ton of people applying that don't even qualify. You have to have done some shit and say, look, I want to get to the next level. There are some things that I'm missing. There's a perspective that I need. There's somebody that I need to guide me through this next side of my life that I'm trying to complete. That is where I am a weapon to any man. So if that's you, again, click the link in the description, apply. I'm building a whole new website for this shit too that will explain everything as well, which will drop sometime this week. But I'm very excited to work with a select few men for this quarter to make that shit a fucking reality by the end of this year. Now I have some crazy case studies. But I appreciate you and I'll catch you on the next video.